Hello, Mighty Warriors, and welcome back to the Mighty Warriors Devotional Series. Today's message is entitled, How to Walk on Water, and comes from Matthew 14:22 through 31. So recently, I had discussed that there was an experience that I went through where I really had to run to God for His assistance. And I want to elaborate on this situation because I feel like there are some of you out there who may listen to this in the future and may need this information. So, in the story where Jesus walks on water, there's a storm raging on the sea. The disciples are in the boat. They're freaking out because they don't know what to do. And they see Jesus coming toward them. They think that he's a ghost. He tells them, "Fear not, it's him," that he's there. And Peter sees him and asks Jesus to command him off to the boat so he can walk on water as well. And so Peter is so brave, he gets out on the water and he has faith. And then he sees the waves and the wind, and he probably starts thinking about what's underneath him. Nothing. And he starts to sink. Immediately he cries out, "Jesus, save me." And Jesus grabs him and helps him back on the boat. So the situation with me was a situation where I felt like God was asking me to step out on the water. Okay? And by stepping out on the water, I knew immediately that there was nothing underneath. And I was going to have to depend on Him completely. And so that's what I did. The storm was raging. Things were going haywire all around me. But I decided that I was going to step out on faith onto the water. And I was going to keep Jesus at the center. And so, of course, what happens as soon as you make a step like that, that's when the enemy starts to kick up those waves. He starts to swirl that wind around you. It starts to get cold and rainy, and the circumstances around you just seem so bad. And then I decided, you know what? I'm going to put this in God's hands. It's something that I feel like He called me to do. He commanded me out on the water. And so I took that step. So God provides where He leads. So I ran to God in prayer and in fasting. And I said, "Lord, I'm going to pray for a solution and fast for a solution. And I'm going to do this until completion." Now, I'm going to admit that during this process, I got weary and I started to give up. And I didn't keep my promise and actually fast through to completion. At some point, I got weary and gave up. But God was still faithful in delivering for me and my family. And so this is more of a warning about giving up. When you tell God you're going to do something, keep going. Do what you say you're going to do. Be faithful, because He's not going to let you fall. Whatever happens, whatever the enemy tries to throw at you, you can walk on water if you keep your eyes and your faith in Him. Let me tell you, The way that things were going on in my life, things were falling apart. Okay? Things were crumbling around me. The systems of this world were seizing on me. And if it wasn't for me fasting and praying, I would have been taken under. But something supernatural happened that held me up above that water. It helped me endure all the pressures, all of the storms and swirling seas around me. I did not flinch an eye. The Lord held me up that entire time. And that's why I say, do not stop. Do not give up. Fast and pray to completion until you hear from God. You don't know what's going on in the spiritual realm. You don't know what is holding up your answer from God. You don't know what is going on over there. But if you stay focused on Him, He will deliver. No matter what you're going through, Jesus will deliver. Okay? So I wanted to put this message out here for someone or a group of someones who may need it. Maybe not now, but maybe in the future. That you too, if you keep focused on God, if you stay in fasting and prayer, and you don't have to just fast food, you can give up something else that's important. But just be faithful, be consistent. Don't give up. Give up something pleasurable to your body so that God can meet a spiritual need. And you too, if you stay focused on Him, can walk on water. Thank you again for listening to the Mighty Warriors Devotional series. Until next time, be baptized and be blessed.